Hi, this is Purnima Devi from SNSCT. In this last class, I discussed about the data model which is used to describe the standard for the data which has to be stored in the database. So now I discuss about the relational data model. The relational data model was to be proposed by EF code to model data in the form of relation or tables. So after the designing of conceptual model of database using ER diagram, we need to convert the conceptual model into relational model which can be implemented using any Rdbms like Oracle SQL, MySQL, etc. So what is relation model is that used to represent how data stored in a relational database. If I want to create a table like as a student, or the next table is I want to create the table, second table is a department. I have some relationship between the student and the department. If I even the student table, I want to store, I want to add the attributes roll number, register number, name, address, phone, age, and there is a personal mail id, and that domain mail id, his address, father's occupation, mother's occupation, father name, mother name, these etc. what has to be considered as a student database which has to be maintained in our organization. So the next I want to create the table, second table as a department. So the particular department, if the student has opted a CSE department, the particular register number has if I want to search some register number which has to be in the CSE department, so some relationship between department and the student database which has to be interrelated with the department ID. So student ID and the department ID has to be interrelated with these two tables, some relationship between these two tables. So in this example, a relational database stores data in the form of relations. Consider the relation student with attributes roll number, name, address, and age. So in this example, I seen student table name as a students, and I create the 5 attributes: register number, name, address, phone number, and age. So under this register number, I mention his register number along with his name and address, and also so some terminologies which we have been used in this database as. So first one is attribute. So attributes are properties that define a relation. So under this entity, so first I consider student as an entity, that is the whole name of which table we have to create it. So student is an entity, it has to be represented as a rectangle, single rectangular box in our ER diagram. So attribute is the column name. So these are the properties of a relation which we have to be defined: roll number, name, address, these are all the attribute. The next tuple is a single row of a particular student, the database of a particular student. If I select the register number 2, so the tuple has considered register number, name, address, phone number, and age of the particular register number student, register number of 2. So these has to be considered as a tuple. So in this relational instance, the set of tuples of a relation at a particular instance of time is called the relation instance. So in this table, instance of students at a particular time, it can change whether there is an insertion, deletion, or update the database has to be defined. So the next, degree, the number of attributes in the relation is known as degree. So in this student table, so what is the degree? So there is a 5 is the degree. So there are 5 attributes I defined in this table. So student has a 5, has degree 5. So the next is cardinality. The number of tuples in a relation is known as cardinality. The student relation defined above the cardinality 4. So the column represents the set of values of for a particular attribute. So these are extracted from the relation student. So the next last is the null value. The value which is not known or unavailable is called null value. It is represented by blank space. So we already defined in this table and we discussed about it. So these are all the relational database. So while we are creating a database in data in the database, so there is some relation between two tables which has to be defined in this database. Thank you.